Malta's golden passport scheme ruled to be illegal by the EU's top court. Now, long-awaited ruling means cash for citizenship program that allow people to live and work in bloc must be scrapped. This is big news. It's going to affect the other fast-track programs, I think, too. Now, the European Court of Justice has ruled that Malta's golden passport scheme is illegal, meaning its cash for citizenship program must be scrapped. And a long-awaited ruling on Tuesday, the EU's top court concluded that Malta's investor citizenship scheme was contrary to EU law. Judges said the scheme represented a commercialization of the grant of the nationality of a member state. This is big stuff here. I tell you, you're going to see some big changes, I think, across the board in the fast track programs in the Caribbean now. But they concluded that Malta's investor citizenship scheme was contrary to EU law. Judges said the scheme represented a commercialization of the grant of the nationality of the member state, and by extension, EU citizenship, which was at odds with European law. Malta has jeopardized the mutual trust between EU member states necessary to create an area without internal borders, the court argued. Now, the judges examined a 2020 scheme that allowed people who had given up €750,000 to Malta, and in theory spent 12 months in the country to gain citizenship. Now, with a Maltese passport, the person gained EU citizenship and the freedom to live and work anywhere in the Union. The scheme, which had its origins in a 2013 law, has long been criticized by the transparency campaigners who said it opened the door to money laundering, corruption, and security risks. Now, in 2021, a Guardian investigation found that multimillionaires with minimum genuine links to Malta were being granted citizenship, sometimes spending only 3 weeks in the country. A cache of emails from the Daphne Caruana Galizia Foundation, known as the Passport Papers, and shared with international media, including The Guardian, revealed that many people claiming to be residents left their Maltese rental properties empty. The commission referred to the Passport Papers in its arguments to the court, according to the judgment. Now, the European Commission launched legal proceedings against Malta and Cyprus in October 2020 for selling EU citizenship. Now, Cyprus announced it was closing its scheme shortly before the case was launched, but Malta's government was defiant. In submissions to the court, it argued it had exclusive competence to grant nationality, so was entitled to run the scheme. And responding to the ruling, Malta's government said it was studying the legal implications so that the regulatory framework on citizenship can then be brought in line with the principles outlined in the judgment. Also, folks, if you can do us a big favor, we do not monetize our channel. It would do us a big favor. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button right on your screen. You'll get these videos automatically as they come out if you do this, and it helps tremendously in getting these videos out to more people. And if you want more information on how to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport, as quick as around 4 to 8 months, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and ask for some help. Now, they went on to say, but it also touted the benefits of the scheme, saying it had generated more than $1.4 billion in revenues for the government since 2015. This is in euro. Now, in a Facebook post, the former Prime Minister Joseph Muscat claimed the verdict was a political judgment. Muscat was the prime minister when the Golden Passport scheme was introduced. He resigned in 2020 in response to widespread anger over the perceived attempts, which he denies, to protect allies from an investigation into the 2017 murder of the journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia. Now, Golden Passport schemes sprang up across Europe as cash-strapped governments looked to raise money after the financial crisis. The British government announced in February 2022 that it was scrapping the UK's Tier 1 investor visa amid corruption and national security concerns and worsening relations with Russia. Now, in contrast, Donald Trump announced in February he planned to launch a golden card visa, a 5 million residency permit for wealthy foreigners. But you got to remember, that's not a fast track program. That's a residency by investment program. But they try to confuse people with that. But Matthew Caruana Galizia, the director of the foundation that works to secure his mother's public interest legacy, described the court judgment as a win for the people of Malta and for the EU residents who've been unfairly exposed to the whims of money launderers and corrupt criminals buying their way into the EU. Now, he urged the government to abolish its citizenship by investment program without delay. A European Commission spokesman welcomed the court decision and called on Malta to implement the judgment. European citizenship is not for sale. The spokesman was talking about here, investor citizenship schemes breach EU law and as such should be abolished by all member states. And they went on to say that the world's most powerful man is using his office to punish journalistic organizations that won't follow his orders or report critically on his policies. And Donald Trump actions against the press include bans, lawsuits, and handpicking his own pool of reporters. You know, they went on and this basically went after him big time in this because they're trying to correlate residency by investment programs with citizenship by investment programs, which was what that Malta program was. That's what it was. And but I think what you're going to see is I think you're going to see a lot of these fast track programs. I think it's going to be within 1 to 2 years, and the EU is going to come back. And you remember they put the limit of 200,000 that you have in these countries in the fast track program in the Caribbean. Had to have a floor of 200,000 for their donation option. If you didn't do that, you lost the fast track program or the visa-free travel to the Schengen countries. Well, and now I think what they're going to do is they're not going to put a floor. They're just going to come back. I have no doubt within 1 to 2 years, they're going to come back and say any country in the Caribbean that has a fast track program or any place else, they want to put pressure on them. If they don't give up that fast track program, they will not be able to travel visa-free to the Schengen countries. And I can tell you I know what St. Kitts will do. They will not give up their visa-free travel to the Schengen countries. They'll do it with their citizenship program before they do that. If you're thinking about getting one of these fast track programs, man, I would do it really fast because once they come out with this ruling, I don't think they're going to give you any time period. I think they're going to just close it off. And right now, you can get the real estate option in St. Kitts. It's lower than it was 18 years ago. It's $25,000 of the government fee for one person. Okay, it was $30,000 18 years ago. Once they shut it down, it's shut down. You would have to then physically pick your bags up and move to another country, be there for an undetermined period of time. They'll say maybe 5 or 10 years residency. But folks, a lot of these countries that have really good tax laws, they have statutory time periods, but they never go by these. They could say 5 years. It could be 10 or 15 years before you get the passport. Panama is a good example on that. Many of the good countries that have real good tax laws have really bad implementations on the residency by investment program as far as letting you get the passport when you put the time in. My advice is don't wait. I would go in and get a fast track program under your belt. So when the EU comes in and puts all this pressure on these Caribbean countries, they stop their fast track programs. You're in a good program. You don't have to move to the country on the fast track program, but you will when the change takes place, and you're going to have to do a lot. And if it's not St. Kitts, it might be a Spanish-speaking country. You might have to learn a different language. I'm going to tell you something. It's a totally different pain in the ass when you have to go through a residency by investment program. My advice is to go and get it under your belt. If you got the 25 grand and you can afford to buy a property in the Caribbean, this is a great time to get in under. And I'd pick one that doesn't have an income tax like either Antigua or St. Kitts. St. Kitts is better because the tax laws are better. I've given you other videos on that too. You can look at those. If you want more information on this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Just ask for some help. And again, it would help us out terrifically on our channel if you would give us a thumbs up if you like our videos. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen, and you get these new videos automatically as they come out, and we can get more videos out to people. And again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.